IVM.
So it's been another great week at IVM Podcast, and if you aren't following us on social media, please make sure you do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the major social media networks. This week on the Prajakta podcast, Pawan and Hamsini talked to economist Anupam Manur about how India is tackling creating new jobs. On the Pulyabazi show, tune into part 2 of Pranay's interview with China expert Manoj Keval Ramani. On Simplified in a Shorty, Shrikesh, Chuck and Naren give interesting tidbits about the qualifying round of the 2018 World Cup. On Cyrus Says this week, Cyrus has a conversation with friend of the network Vivek Kaul about the economy. On Who's Your Mommy, Veda and her friends discuss the strange and disturbing questions they've been asked by their kids. On Keeping It Queer, Naveen talks to non-binary Instagram sensation Diane Rebello. On Varta Lab last week, Akash and Naveen exchanged some hilarious stories with Balraj Ghai, owner of the Hotel Intercontinental and The Habitat. And with that, let me get you on to your shows.
Hey, what's good, you guys? It's your boy Ranveer. Tejaswan Gumber isn't here today because he's down with a cold. I'm down with a cold as well, but I made it to the studio because I gotta introduce today's episode. Features my girl Prajakta Koli from Mostly Sane. So many of y'all might have already watched some of her videos which go viral on Facebook, WhatsApp and YouTube obviously. She's the first individual female creator on YouTube India to hit 1 million subs, and trust me, I've never met anyone this ambitious, this driven or this witty. One of my personal favorite episodes from this season on Hustle Science. Highly recommend that you hear the entire thing, especially if you're intrigued by the world of YouTube India and the world of Indian social media. Let's go. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Beer Biceps and Tejaswan Gumber.
What's up?
And today on Hustle Science, we've got the hustling story of one of India's biggest YouTube sensations, Prajakta Koli from Mostly Sane. Prajakta, what's
Say
up?
who? Hello, everybody. I am great. How are you, Beer Biceps?
I'm good. So, Prajakta, Tejaswan, Prajakta is one of those people who constantly plays it down, goes no, I'm just Prajakta, I've not done shit.
You do that too, by the way.
Yeah. See?
But today's show is about Prajakta.
I always like that.
So she always plays it down, but to be honest, the kind of genre she does, I'm speaking as a YouTuber, as a video creator, for me, what I'm putting out information. Yeah. So it's content that's already there. She's someone who comes up with content continuously. Yeah. She's been doing that consistently for more than 2 years now. Yeah. And in her genre, she is going to be the number one YouTuber she's not already.
Then people wonder why I like Ranveer.
No, but I'm dead sure about this. That's why I wanted to have her for one of the earliest episodes of Hustle Science. But usually on Hustle Science, we get one person where it's you and me, that's Gumber and me, just talking to that person. Mm-hmm. Today it's more of a conversation between two YouTubers.
Yeah. And I'll keep budging in. Yeah. I'll keep asking questions. Kya hota hai YouTube mein actually?
Awesome.
Because of people like PewDiePie and all these big YouTubers abroad, everyone has this very crazy impression of YouTubing in general.
Yeah, because it's also a concept that is not really settled in quite India, Meena. Yeah. Because everyone's like, oh, you do YouTube, nice. So what do you do for a living?
Yeah. It's super unconventional.
Yeah. I'm like, I do YouTube. They're like, no, we mean for a living. I'm like, hello.
Yeah. Especially adults. Sometimes they'll ask you things like, Acha to exactly, paisa kahan se paisa?
That's a huge question.
Yeah.
But also it's really, I do. But it's very awkward when the same is asked in Hindi. अच्छा क्या करते हैं अच्छा इनकी बेटी इंटरनेट पे वीडियो बनाती है what so Indians instantly gravitate to things that are not so socially acceptable.
Do you still get phone calls from all your relatives saying बेटा मैंने देखा आपका वीडियो बेटी आपकी वीडियो देखती
है so even today if I walk my mom and dad are not home, so we're partying Saturday night. Besides that there are so many times when my baba is into real estate and consultancy, so a lot of his clients recognize him from my videos.
Oh wow.
And they're like कि चलो ना घर पे चाय के लिए चलते हैं. Then I just walk into a group of people who I'm like what? But it's fun. I live for that.
When did you start YouTube? On what date exactly?
It was 12th of Feb 2015.
Okay. I also want to ask you, because this is something I saw, that since the last 6 months to a year, I've seen that YouTube has really picked up just generally.
It has.
Do you feel this with
Yes.
people recognizing you, people approaching you? Just randomly, everything's grown exponentially for every
Yeah.
YouTuber we know.
Also, a lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot more people are coming on YouTube to create content. ऐसा नहीं है मतलब उस दिन I was having this conversation with another YouTuber. He was like, oh ho, इतने सारे YouTubers आ रहे हैं, हम पैसे कैसे कमाएंगे? मैंने कहा बेवकूफ. और YouTubers आएंगे तो more brands will put in money.
Yeah.
That's how which is happening, which I'm very very glad about.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the money side of things and all that
Yes.
later, because today is kind of like a breakdown of you specifically. Okay, let's get back to when you started it, how you started it, and what did you study? Let's start with college.
Okay.
Did you think you're going to become a YouTuber?
No. So I'll tell you my whole story, okay? I love telling the story. So I think it was back at 6th grade. I was a huge radio fan, okay? I used to listen to radio every day. Like I had one of those ugly radio sets, you know, जिसको ऐसे तार लगा कर ऐसे खिड़की में लटका के रखना पड़ता था so that I can listen to it. Huge radio fan, and I was like, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. So you know how in classes ऐसे होता था कि who wants to be who? So people used to say, I want to be a princess. I want to be an astronaut. I used to be like, I want to be a radio jockey. So I knew there's
Was
one.
it received well?
No.
Of course.
They were like, what? What's radio jockey? अरे वो रेडियो पे बकबक है. So उस टाइम पे ये था कि what am I good at? I'm good at speaking. Like maths, science, all of that, gosh, no. So I was like, I'm good at speaking. I was always in the debates committee, elocution, hosting things, you know, hosting the morning choir, all of that
You
happened.
seem like that person.
Yeah,
of course,
I was that person. So I loved it. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So everything went by plan. I was always this geeky kid who knew कि हाँ 10th तक पढ़ाई करनी है, 11th, 12th arts, and then BMM करूँगी because that's the field closest to radio, and then I'll start interning at a radio station. Everything went like that, man. Like I did a lot of theatre also in college.
Okay.
I suddenly went, like I always liked acting. I still like acting, but theatre stuff. So I started doing.
Bollywood. What about Bollywood?
Nobody ever says no to Bollywood.
Okay, so what was the procedure of getting into radio? Like, did you just throw out emails to them?
Yeah. So what I did was, I was like, I want to do something different. So back then, no, in my mom's phone ka recorder, I used to record links of me going, hi guys, मैं हूँ Prajakta, आप सुन रहे हैं so and so radio station. And I recorded these links and I burned them on a CD. And I literally went to every radio station in Mumbai and I dropped my resume and the CD saying, hey, I want to be a radio jockey or an intern or a producer, whatever position you have, I want to learn. And one of the Mumbai radio stations got back saying, hey, come back, we want to interview you. And then I got in, I was an intern, just like that. And that's what I tell everybody. Like, if you're listening and you want to know how to get into any job which is media related, just like shamelessly go and drop your resume and do it physically.
Yeah. This applies to any job in the world as well. That's what I feel.
True.
There's this concept of power of asking.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that even you look at Mostly Sane as your startup. I'm pretty sure about this. Like, it's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, it is.
And in business, that's the rule I've figured. Like, you just ask and
if you
stuff
don't
gets
sell
sorted.
yourself, no one will. So like, just shamelessly, physically take your resume or every content that you have and go to people, keep calling them, keep bugging them until you get what you want. So that's what I did. I got an internship and I was like, yes, I'm on the right track. Finally, radio. I started interning. You know, I was like Hermione Granger on steroids. I was like, I'll do it. Coffee, I'll get it. Content, I'll write it. It was like that. But then I just... like, I grew up with a very different vision of radio, and then when it actually happened, I was like, whoa, what is this?
Why? Can you like break that down a little?
I saw that, I'm being very blunt, and if anyone out there wants to be a radio jockey, please don't take my opinion into consideration, because it didn't happen for me because I sucked at it. Like, I wasn't good at it. But I saw that a lot of times creative liberty was not given.
Okay.
A lot of times radio jockeys were saying what they were told to say. A lot of times there were things happening, but nahi, competition kar raha hai, ya we are tied up with a certain film so we can't talk nonsense about it. All of that. So all these things, like little things kept piling up and I was like, this sucks. And I was this close to quitting when my boss went, hey, you want to do a radio show? And I was like, yes, I want to be a radio jockey.
So were you hosting your own show?
I did a graveyard show for 3 months.
Okay.
So my show was called blah blah call center, and it went up from 12 midnight to 2 a.m.
Okay. And how old were you at this time?
20.
Okay.
20. How old am I? Oh, 21.
Okay.
Which year were you born?
93.
Okay, so we're the same age.
Yeah, yay!
When's your birthday?
June 27th. When's yours?
June 1st.
What?
26 days.
Nice. Should I call you Bhaiya?
Go for it. Okay, also, speaking about radio and how you said that you don't have creative liberty, that's why I feel something like...
I felt like that didn't happen a lot of times at a radio station.
Okay. I feel like that creative liberty thing comes in a system like podcasts.
Yes,
So you
it
should
does.
consider starting
It
a
does.
podcast.
I
at some
should,
point.
man. I love this. Like I like listening to my own voice.
Or watching yourself on screen. How did that happen?
So then I started doing a show, continuing the story, and the first 2 weeks were amazing. Okay, I was like, yeah. And then the third week again, I was like, this is so boring. Because I used to do a late night show and I was an intern, yeah. They were just trying me out. Like, they couldn't let me go live at that time. So I used to record my show in the afternoons.
Wow.
So I never got any real life callers. I never got anything. It was all very virtual. Like, I was just imagining things happening. They were very close to schizophrenia at that time. So then, again, I was not doing a good job. And you know, one of those days when you just know that thing just hits you कि नहीं हो रहा है यार, तुमसे छोड़ दो इसको.
What age were you at this point?
2021.
Okay.
And then my knight in shining armor, Hrithik Roshan, came to the studios. And I'm a huge Hrithik Roshan fan. Okay, I'm talking like plastered walls in naked pictures of him. Like full kahona pyare shit. So he came and I did the monumental, hi Hrithik, I want to get a picture with you. And I was riding like really high on Instagram those days. So I shot a video with him. And Sudeep Lahiri, this very sweet bald man who was with this one, Hrithik, at that time, he came up to me, he's like, hey, you're really funny, you want to make a YouTube channel? And I was like, yeah, right. Like, necessarily you shouldn't go to a broke-ass intern and tell her, hey, you want to do another job that won't give you money? So I was like, no. So the 2-3 baar आमने सामने आया, he's like, listen, I know you're dodging me. Here's my card, just give me a call. I was failing anyway. I was like, let's just try something new as a hobby. So I met him and he's like, I think you're really funny. I was like, I don't think I'm funny. I was like, just try to be funny. I was like, okay. So suddenly I had a YouTube channel and my first video was called Types of Singles on Valentine's Day.
I've seen this.
Oh gosh, don't tell me you've seen it. I can't look at you eye to eye then.
So I had started my channel when you were at about 30,000, 40,000 subs.
Acha.
And this was one of the first videos I saw.
Cringe.
You were already like way better by the time you were 30,000, 40,000. But now I feel you've taken your game to some new level only.
No, man.
On screen.
And also the first, here's a confession, okay. The first video that I did, it was ripped off the internet. Like I went on YouTube, I was like, Valentine's Day videos and everything. I took a little from here, a little, because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I put the first video up and you know, it was amazing to see likes and comments immediately. Radio pe pata nahi koi sun raha hai ya nahi sun raha hai.
How was the reception of the first video?
I got like 1,000 views.
Okay.
I was
And that was
what
awesome.
the
Like,
That's
hell?
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy
awesome.
for a
That's
first
awesome.
video.
Yeah, I was like 1,000 views, what? And I think I did radio and YouTube together for a month and then I was like, I think I want to quit radio and try this YouTube thingy. So I
Did
went
you
to my
watch a
parents.
lot of YouTube prior
I
to?
was not. I was
Oh,
not
wow.
a YouTube viewer. The only channel I watched was Superwoman.
Okay.
Okay.
Is she an inspiration for you?
I was just going to ask that.
Like, I'll be very honest. I don't look at any one person as inspiration.
Okay.
I like her work. She's very hardworking. You can see that. I like her work.
So are you.
True. But like it's very.
He keeps dropping this.
Yeah.
Abhi.
This is how I am.
Yeah. Are you waiting back for compliments? Are you doing that?
No, I do it
Are
to
you
everyone.
fishing?
No, I do it to everyone. Like
No, he just says
your
like that.
beard's just looking gorgeous.
When is it not, brother?
Yeah, that's true. You're just born like this, super handsome. Okay, this is going off
You
track.
should look at me when I don't shave for like 3 months. I can give you a competition. So yeah, then so it's very deep and filly, but I really like meeting people because like from you, I learned attention to detail. When I was shooting a video with you, I spent 2 hours with you, but I was so stunned at how much you care about each and every bit. Like I don't care about lighting in my videos. I don't care about sound in my videos, but you put so that's what I learned. Uske baad now I am more sort of like, you know, attentive to is it okay? Is the light okay? Is the sound okay?
So you pick the parts you like from the people from
everybody, yeah. So it's
that's
not
one person.
Yeah, there's not one person. Like from my sister, she's very hardworking. She's the most positive person I know. I love Ellen because she has an amazing sense of humor and it's not in your face.
Yeah. That's her.
Yeah.
That's a USP in her.
Yeah. I like Karan Johar because he has a very unique personality. Somehow I see him and I'm like, oh, I like this person.
Yeah.
So I don't have one person I look up to. There's there's a bunch of people.
Yeah. Okay, and coming back to YouTubing initially, so 1,000 views on your first video is crazy.
Not immediately, obviously, but like in the first couple of weeks.
Okay, so for me, when I put out 3 videos together as my first pack or whatever.
Have you
I
seen his
start
first
off at.
video?
I have not.
Yeah, you should not.
It's terrible.
shit.
But you know what? I think Ranveer, we should do a collaboration video
Where we
where we
see
both
the-
react to our first videos.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty popular.
yeah,
right?
every-
Yeah.
The concept.
My
should do
reaction
that.
will be like crying, dude. It was just like, it's
What
so
was I
hard.
thinking?
He was sitting in front of a sofa. Okay, guys,
Yeah,
subscribe.
it was. So I have this habit of using my hands when I talk.
Yes, you do.
And all that was like amplified like 10 times. On
Also, when
screen.
it's your first video, you are under so much pressure to because the one thought I had in my head when I was shooting my first video was that every person with a computer and an internet connection can reach this video, and this video is going to stay there for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I was like, that
That
is
is
a lot of
intimidating.
pressure.
Yeah, that is.
So you're trying very hard to be liked.
Yeah, I wanna stay on this initial YouTuber story for a while because a lot of people who are listening to this, I'm sure, are fans of YouTube. Like they've seen mostly seen in the title and
Like and subscribe.
and obviously if they're listening to like a Beer Biceps episode, probably they're aware of YouTube in general.
Yeah.
A lot of them probably want to become YouTubers, but where most people fail is in that initial phase when
Yeah,
the growth is
yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
It's the ones who stick to it, stick through the embarrassment, the hate, the shitty videos, being horrible on screen,
Yeah.
and then move on to like something better. How Prajakta said she picks up things from everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like about evolving over time.
Yeah.
But very few people are able to do that and stick to the process
There's
and
some
put out content.
level of open-mindedness required for something like that.
And balls, like just like you need to
No,
be
I didn't
gutsy.
have any, but I did okay.
No, you did.
No, I didn't.
So again, being first of all, Indian YouTube
Yeah.
is very different from the rest of the world
True.
because there's a lot of hate on like Indian YouTube, way more than the rest of the world.
Yes.
That's what I honestly feel. I'm sure Prajakta will agree on this.
Yeah, of course.
If you're a girl, it's even more.
I think it just hurts a lot of ego if you're a girl.
Yeah.
It
Could
just
you
feels
talk
like
a little
ladki
bit about
kaisa joke kar sakte hai re?
You started getting hate initially.
Seriously, that was a... Oh, crap.
So I get so much content like, oh, you think... Like, I'm flattered also because when they say, oh, you think you're pretty, so you're funny, I'm like, I'm going to take the pretty from that. Thank you so much. But it's not... because if you look at it in a very like generalized manner, most stand-up comedians are males. A lot of actors who do a lot of comedy in movies also are males, most of them. So it'll take some time, it'll be okay.
Why did you take up YouTube in the first place? Like, did you have some kind of an aim with YouTube? Ki I want to become a million sub YouTuber. Or I want to.
No, man.
Just
So-
went for it.
Yeah, because I had no idea how it works. I trusted this guy who told me I should make YouTube videos. And I was failing at my one dream. And I was one of those people like, I don't need a plan B.
Did he have an aim with it? Did he like put you on a path? Okay, I think this is the kind of video you should be making.
So back then I used to write a very lousy blog. It was called Exactly. Very stupid. Like वही दिमाग ही नहीं था ना कि लोग क्या टाइप करेंगे ढूंढने के लिए मेरा ब्लॉग क्योंकि उसका स्पेलिंग भी एकदम आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड व्हाटएवर बट उस टाइम पे I used to write sarcastic things. I used to like try to take a funny take on everyday life. So he read that. He's like, this is nice. Why are you not doing this? I was like, I can't do beauty videos and shit, but this is something I've already written, so maybe I'll do it. So it was the only option I had because I didn't know what content works on YouTube, how to go about. Yes, if he wasn't there, if the company that I am with, the people that I work with were not there, this would have happened, but much later because then I would have to find my feet and learn things a little more harder than I did.
Did you have steady growth like from when you started? Was it like just linear? Was it exponential? Kya hua?
So I earned 2,000 subscribers from Feb to June.
Oh, okay.
No, July.
That's how many months? That's like 5 months.
Yeah, 2,000 subscribers in 5 months. And then I did this video called 10 Hilarious Words Delhiites Use. That was also out of the blue, okay? So basically I was in Delhi. Half of my family is from Delhi. So we were there and Thursday aaya and I was like, so I'm very OCD with missing videos or like stuff like that. I was like, I don't want to miss a Thursday.
Yeah.
Kya karu?
Explain this to the listeners. So basically...
Consistency.
Oh, yeah, consistency.
YouTubers have like a schedule. The most successful YouTubers, Prajakta and me are doing a hi-fi in the background. YouTubers have a schedule that we stick to.
Yeah.
Prajakta and mine are actually Thursdays.
So pehle I used to upload only on Thursdays. Then last year I started Tuesdays, Thursdays. Now I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays.
Okay.
So 3 videos a week.
3 videos a week.
Isn't that like super hard work?
It is, but it's also 3 very different videos. I'll tell you about that.
Okay.
So Thursday miss नहीं करना था मेरे को. मैंने कहा I don't want to miss a Thursday. क्या करूँ? तो मैंने कहा क्या करूँ? तो दिल्ली में है तो Delhi has a very different language. Delhi has their own words, punchlines. So मैंने कहा okay, I'll do a 10 Hilarious Words Delhiites Use. And that video it blew up. And in that 1 month, I went from 2,000 subscribers to 20,000 subscribers.
What?
Yeah, in August I was at 20,000.
In a month?
In a month. I was like, what the hell? That sort of growth I don't even have now.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? I learned two things. Number one, that any sort of content can go viral. You cannot judge content. Like if Dhinchak Puja can go viral, you can go viral.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything. And
I
you can
agree.
never know what goes viral.
Yeah.
And secondly, don't hurt Delhi ego.
You get lots of hate after that.
So much. Like मेरी हिम्मत नहीं है वो comments पढ़ने की. So that video crossed 1 million views. But got me a lot. Like I wiped my tears with all the dollar bills. I was like, okay, give me the views. I'll just wipe it with the money.
Okay, so were you always called mostly sane, or did you just go with your own name first and then change up?
No. So we were thinking of names. मैंने कहा मुझे प्राजक्ता नहीं रखना है मेरे channel का नाम.
Why?
I don't know why.
Acha.
I was like, because it's a very long name, no?
Acha.
Also,
So
not
you-
everyone says it right.
Okay.
Prajakta, Prajakta, Prajakta. I was like, I don't want my name to get screwed. So I was like, let's think of something. So mostly sane was the first thing that came to my mind, and I was like, yuck, it sucks. Nobody's going to listen to this. But then I thought for a very long time I couldn't come up with a new name. So I was like, let's just go with mostly sane. That's how it started.
Yeah. But okay, what happened after that phase, that Delhi phase? You got consistent growth. क्या हुआ?
I haven't got a hike as much as that yet. That
But-
was unbelievable. Like
It was steady growth after that.
after that, it was steady. So my aim for that year was 30,000 subscribers, but by end of October, November, I'd crossed 40.
Okay.
It was nice.
Okay.
It was for someone who has no clue what she's doing and just like finding her feet through trial and error and just doing what she knows of it. It was pretty steady, man.
Okay, I'll tell you what. When you are a YouTuber, first of all, Gumber and me are engineers for the listeners who don't know that for some reason.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're from the same engineering college.
Wow.
Yeah, he's my junior of
it's-
like 2 years, but he's my best friend from college because everyone else had inferior brains in college. We were like the
Oh.
two smart
There are
kids.
so many of my
Such
friends
a
who are
cool
gonna be-
way of saying that we were the cool dudes.
No,
Everyone else was such a loser.
we weren't just like the coolest in college, but we were also the smartest guys
So you
in college.
accept.
Arey, we are.
मतलब confidence है, just बोलने का.
Argument ही नहीं है.
Yeah. We actually, so we're running this, launching our own startup. We have a third co-founder who's also from our college, and 3 of us are properly like the smartest guys.
Okay.
Like from
Nice.
smartest. No, okay, see, I'm not saying that I'm the smartest guy in the world, but from our engineering college, so we were in another league. Like, engineering college is full of these losers who have standards.
You are hurting a lot of people
No,
right
our
now.
engineering college,
So
not all
when he
engineering
says smart,
college.
it's not academic. It's just a way of thinking. It's an open-mindedness that
Yeah.
some people wouldn't have otherwise. You can't have some conversations
More
with some
open to
people.
options.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you how our YouTube thing started.
Yes.
And I'm saying our because, okay, I run Beer Biceps. Gumber is my best friend. He's been my best friend for like 4-5 years now. And he was the first person who told me, dude, you should do YouTube. And I'll tell you how. Okay. It started with, so there was this phase in engineering. Basically, there's like 2 or 3 career paths and you have to go down those. If you don't do one of those, you are automatically considered some kind of an academic outcast. So
मतलब फिर क्यों की engineering अगर ये करना नहीं था
yeah,
तो?
and you're just considered stupid. Upar se, so both of us did really well in our 10th, 12th, whatever, and then we came to engineering where the system is all about rote learning, mugging up, and it just wasn't our scene. And both of us figured that we're not going to do one of those 3 things. So we had this tradition of getting drunk when every weekend.
Sorry, mama.
So we used to get drunk every weekend.
Why are you air quoting drunk? What does drunk really mean?
जिनको समझना था समझ गए. So we used to go to Juhu Beach and just talk about random shit. At that time I was super
because
in a
that's what you do when you get drunk.
Yeah.
Talk. Your mind opens up.
So we used to go to Juhu Beach, talk about just career prospects, and we started talking about weight training. He's like, dude, you're like a really inspirational guy. You should
Oh, I
consider
was
doing
blown
this.
away. He was getting on this tangent of going like, bro, you should weightlift for this reason. And he went so deep. He was like touching my heart. And
Only Ranveer can go deep with weightlifting.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to bring in that. I'm trying to make that concept mainstream of taking exercise and making it like a more mental thing than physical. Anyway, that's another topic. Gumber was the one who kind of. There was a long story about how I got into YouTube, but he's one of the people who nudged me into it. He told me, go for it. He also, I remember on my first video, the video we were talking about, which was embarrassing as shit, he shared it on his own Instagram. And he's probably subscriber number 1. Like, he was the first guy who hit that
Those are
subscriber
the people you know are going to stay with you for the rest of your life. You know, who share your videos on their Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's not much. They'll get like 1 like. But
Yeah.
it's still, you're like,
Yeah.
she shared my
I
video.
I completely agree.
I feel like it's a conversation about me. Like, it's all about me.
It is. And initially, so especially if you're an engineering grad and all your friends are going abroad or doing jobs or being in the rat race of doing an MBA and all that. If you're doing anything unconventional, even if it's a startup, you do get a lot of shit from people. But if it's a YouTube channel, imagine the shit from that.
कुछ नहीं आता है.
Yeah, they were like, okay, he just doesn't want to do anything with his life. Alcoholic.
क्यों engineering किया? 4 साल क्यों बर्बाद किए?
That is fine. That.
But tell me one thing. Like I did radio and I learned a lot in radio, which I'm using in YouTube. Are you guys using anything in YouTube what you learned in engineering?
So, I used to be very bitter about engineering until recently, where I figured that on YouTube, like running a YouTube channel, which we treat like a startup, there's a lot of troubleshooting, organization required, where there are people working under me now, like my team, and you have to help them with certain problems. And my mom used to always tell me this, kid, do engineering not for the degree, but for getting a problem-solving ability.
True.
Yeah. So I've just realized that engineering does give you a problem-solving ability, where if there's a problem in front of you, your mind isn't flustered. You're able to look at it and solve it. Like, okay, even if our light is blown up, this is what we can. These are the solutions.
And it's the same in the startup. I mean, when it comes down to people management and organization, and literally something as basic as, okay, this is your task and this is how I should be dividing it between
Absolutely.
the people.
That's what. So a lot of times I go to a lot of college events and college fests where a lot of people are like, कि क्या जरूरत है डिग्री लेने की? हमको तो YouTube channel, like idiots. You have no clue how much perspective just reading things that you think are stupid right now will give you. Like I hated studying about cinema. But now when I make YouTube videos, I know how to look at a camera and I have a basic education. Thanks to doing a radio show, thanks to producing a few radio shows, now I know what the audience wants. I learned not to take your audience for granted. I learned to keep my content crisp and tight and not make it very long and boring. So all of these things, like, it can only come to you when you like, अभी अगर आपने सोच लिया कि ठीक है 12th ले लिया, now I want to do YouTube. How are you going to get content? How are you going to learn new things about YouTube if you don't step out and go to college every day or meet new people?
Awesome. So 2 YouTubers who are actually valuing what they did prior to YouTube. We're going to be talking more about that after this short break. Stay tuned.
Did you know India's most popular music festival was, in a way, conceived in Estonia? We speak to someone who knows a thing or two about making the NH7 Weekender happen.
Did you know that some termites in Africa have a pleasant minty flavor? And just as well, because we might all be eating them in a few years anyway.
Did you know that the world's greatest collection of human knowledge got its initial funding from a porn site? That's how Wikipedia started, and we tell you how it works.
Hey, I'm Chuck.
I'm Naren.
And I'm Sriket.
And together we're
Simplified!
Your fortnightly look at burning issues that you should know about.
Told to you in a way you'll understand, with humor, bad jokes and PG Wodehouse references.
So that you can look smarter with minimal effort.
We're smart, funny,
erudite and wise.
And ultra-crepidarian.
Wait, what's that?
To find out, tune into our show. Episodes out every fortnight on all podcast apps near you. And on the IVM podcast app as well.
Oh yeah.
And we're back on Hustle Science. So let's talk about initial growth again. This is a phase where I was super depressed thanks to Tejaswin Gubbair sitting here with the gorgeous beard of his.
Thanks to me.
He used to get me out of a lot of grief. I used to just be like, you know, dude, I'm putting out all these videos.
Did you just say dude? I'm
know.
going to unfriend you. I'm going to add you on Facebook and then unfriend you.
I promise you that was all him. I never said dude.
Dude, Ranveer, I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Dude. So he used to get me out of a lot of thought tangents where I really wanted to give up. And he was someone who said that, you know, just stick in there. One day all your content is going to be discovered. Keep doing it. And obviously, very importantly, so I'm someone who believes that, you know, what I'm doing is 100% okay. But as a YouTuber, you can't go in with that.
Yeah.
You have to keep changing up.
But you know, this phase that you went through in the beginning, saying कि कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, कोई देख नहीं रहा है, I went through this phase like 2 months ago.
Okay.
Where suddenly the channel growth was steady, but it wasn't amazing. And it was not as I expected. And I was going through this whole phase. I was like, there's something I'm doing wrong. I think we spoke about this when we shot for Like, even right now, I'm not totally okay with it, but I'm getting out with it. And that's why my mind is opening up to new content. But I think the key behind this is just knowing that it's okay.
Yeah.
It's like every other job, man.
Yeah.
You don't get like an A+ on every test. You don't get promotions every month.
Yeah. How you're saying that that one video got picked up?
Yeah. Anyone can get picked up. Yeah.
Even I've had videos like that. It wasn't to that extent where it crossed like 1 million views.
Yeah.
So there was like a few of them. There was an Amir Khan video. There was one about the ketogenic diet.
Yeah.
There was one recently about men's fashion. All these have gotten picked up. And that's how YouTube works. That's how YouTube channel goes. Something gets picked up and then blows up your channel.
True.
Your your job as a YouTuber is to just stay consistent with
Yeah.
it, keep putting out good content to the best of your ability.
Yes, true.
Yeah, which a lot of people don't understand. So I know so many YouTubers who give up for 2 reasons primarily.
Lot of hate.
Yeah, that's the second.
Yeah.
But the first one is this, that they can't put out content consistently. They're like, "Arey, koi dekh raha hi nahi hai." I'm like, bro, initially even no one saw our stuff. That's why we kept putting out things. We kept putting out slightly different things. Change
Yes,
it up. Take other people's advice.
True.
That's one side of things. That's in any profession. If you
Yeah.
want to get better at it,
You have
just
to stay at it.
stay at
Yeah.
it. Keep improving your product.
Yeah.
But the second very important, unique thing about YouTube
Oh, yeah.
is hate.
Oh, the sweet, sweet golden word.
Yeah, and we got to talk about that
Oh, boy.
as Indian YouTubers. I genuinely believe that both Prajakta, Koli and myself are the future of Indian YouTube. And if you had to hear about hate from someone, you should hear it from us. So, Prajakta, what was your first hate encounter? Like, what was your first hate comment? Did it affect you?
Stop copying Superwoman! And that went on for a year.
Which video? This was one of your...
All videos. Not anyone. I got hate. I still get hate on every video.
Okay.
All videos had hate. Every other person on the channel coming was like, ew, she's trying to be Superwoman. Stop copying content. Stop doing this. Stop doing that.
I think any Indian girl who does comedy gets that.
Even if she does beauty, maybe she'll get stop copying Superwoman.
Yeah.
I got a lot of hate, man. And you know what? I don't know how. I literally don't know how I just moonwalked myself out of that phase.
Did it affect you?
I'm very, very proud of myself for saying that it did not.
Okay.
In the beginning, it really didn't. Like, I would say it if it did. I don't know how. Like, I was... Like, after working for a year in radio, my self-esteem had gone from 0 to minus 10. Like,
Why?
Because
okay.
I was failing so... Not from 0, actually. From 100 to 0.
Okay.
I was amazing. Like, I was very confident. But then I started working at a job which did not let me do anything, or that made me realize that I'm good for nothing.
Shut down all your creative abilities.
Yeah. I was... So my self-esteem was really low when I started doing YouTube. But still, I don't know how. It did not affect me. पहले 1-2 बार ऐसा लगा था कि यार मैंने क्या बिगाड़ा है? Why you like? There were some hate comments are so, like
nasty.
You shouldn't be alive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, excuse me, like what did I do? It's a YouTube video. Like your nostrils are ugly. I'm like.
The thing about YouTube haters is that they're probably going through a lot of shit themselves, and it's kind of like an outlet.
Not
for
YouTube,
them.
I think haters in general.
Haters in life.
Yeah.
It's just that they've got a lot of shit going on in their life, which they kind of just throw out at other people.
So
somehow.
There's this really big YouTuber called Elliott Hulse. We both, like Ranveer and I both follow him. Have you heard of him?
He's a fitness.
Now I have.
So
he's a fitness YouTuber who's.
I don't follow a lot of fitness YouTubers other than
But he's not one right now. But he's not one right now. So he's gotten into like meditation, dynamic meditation by Osho.
Philosophy.
And he talks about life philosophies and stuff. And someone asked him about dealing with hate. That probably is coming from his own friend's side. And he spoke about his own journey dealing with hate. And he spoke there's some level of detachment required from both hate and love.
And love, true.
So you get emails saying, you know what, you changed my life, I can love you. And on one side you're going to be like, dude, I hate you so much, I want you dead.
Yeah.
You need to be detached from both of them and keep following what you're doing. And I think that's probably... So have you experienced something like that?
So that is what happened for the earlier period where I was just like... I was surprised. More than hurt, I was just surprised why anyone would treat other people like that. And now it's just... batshit crazy. It's so funny, man.
Yeah. Like,
haters are so funny. I take so much content from haters.
You open any Instagram, YouTube, anything.
Even right now, I'll have a YouTube hate
there'll
comment.
be like
on my
hate comments all the time. Yeah. I know so many YouTubers who give up on their thing purely because of hate.
It's just plain stupid.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with hate. It's to do with the fact that you're not respecting yourself as a content creator.
Yeah. I completely agree. Yeah. And that is something you've got to understand, that's the truth of the platform. You want to do well on YouTube? That's how it's going to be. You are going to get a lot of hate.
True. Also, like, for me personally, like, an angry Indian person typing on his keyboard without worrying about typos, it's hilarious. What was the latest? There was something so funny. Oh yeah, Garibo ki Superwoman. I have used that line in so many videos, and okay, you hate me, I'm gonna get views from that. So thank you so much.
I think you even made a video on like some Twitter comments or some YouTube comments, and you actually made fun of the hate comments that came towards you.
No, so what happened? I recently released a very amazing rap song called Shameless.
Yeah.
So it's basically my initiative against body shaming.
Okay.
So I put that up, and I got a lot of love, but I also also got a lot of hate.
On that video?
Yeah, a lot of hate. I had YouTubers creating hate videos
Are you
and
serious?
uploading them.
Indian YouTubers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're roasting me, saying इस लड़की को क्या पता है छोटे छोटे कपड़े पहन के गाना बनाने से कुछ नहीं होता, this and that. So what I did was I was like, okay, so you're earning views by hating on my channel.
That shows your growth, by the way.
So yeah, so I am going to earn views by roasting me. Yeah. So I made a video that said types of reactions Shameless got. And then he made a video saying, oh, Prajakta got affected by me.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, look, you're going to fest off me. I'm going to have a party off you. That's what's going to happen. So there are numerous ways of dealing with hate. Ignorance is number one. Number two is just use them for content, man. Like, especially for someone like me who needs content from everything, I use a lot of hate for content. So as long as I've got hate, I'll be surprised. I'll be worried for that one hater if he doesn't comment. I'm like, is he okay? Is video pe comment nahi aaya iska?
Yeah. Also, do you get any hate in real life?
Yeah, there was this one time, I think I told you about this. I was at a college event when someone just went, they're like, hey, you and Rikshawali do create like similar content, but she has more subscribers, you don't. So does that mean your content is not good? I'm like, do you like my content? She's like, yeah. I'm like, that's good enough for me.
Oh, you actually had a conversation with her?
Yeah.
Dude,
that was
awesome.
a panel discussion, and she said like she was in the audience, and she asked me, she's like, do you think she does better content? She's doing much better than you. What do you have to say about that? Do you think your content sucks? And I was like, do you like my content? She was like, yeah. I was like, then I'm good, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome. What, have you got hate, Ranveer?
Not in real life, no, because I think people go like, fitness nahi meko marega.
Maar dega.
Or whatever.
Iske muscles hai.
I'm just like, bro, no. I'm
tattoo dekhe, arey hardcore banda hoga.
Yeah, but I'm a gentle, lovable dude. So anyway, this whole podcast is just me talking about myself. It's about
you didn't hear it from us.
Okay, coming back to YouTubing. This is something I want to ask you. It's not related to your success. Actually, it is. Okay. How are you able to create the kind of content you're able to create? You're always constantly putting out comedy videos every week.
Yeah.
Every week, where do the ideas come from? Where does the script come from? How do you even do it on the spot, on screen? That's very difficult. It's so hard for me to do my own fitness videos, which are just information. And then I see people like you, people like Niharika NM putting out these crazy funny videos constantly.
Do you have a team like the people who help you in script writing? Something like that?
No.
Okay.
I write the content. I edit the content. I script the content. But there's this friend of mine, Siddhali. Oh, she was there when we were shooting. She acts like a catalyst. She's also a very funny person. So she won't necessarily tell me ki Prajakta, you should make this video or is script ko aise likh. But when I'm writing a script and discussing, she's like, isko na ye line dal de beech mein. And that'll blow up. So she's there to guide me through everything. But otherwise, no, I write script, edit myself. And how do I write? I love meeting new people. I love chatting with, like, me and Priyanka, your producer. We almost got into a deep conversation about how life is after and before radio, all of that. I love doing that. So, that helps me. I have a little diary in my bag, so I keep writing points if I see anything that, ki is pe video ban sakta hai, this is something we could discuss about. And then later when it's time to write a script, I go through all those points. I'm like, space. Okay, maybe I'll write on this.
Do you get creative blocks?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I got a really massive creative block like 2 months ago when I was going through that whole phase.
How do you get out of it?
I think the only way I deal with it is by quitting. Not quitting YouTube, but like quitting those thoughts and not because the more you pressure yourself, it's not helping you anymore. So I like to Netflix. I like to go out. I like to travel. I love traveling. It helps me create content so much. Like I took a 2-day vacation to this place called Machan. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
In Lonavala. Have you seen my Instagram, Ranveer?
I only use Instagram to put up shit and then I put it off because I don't like the comments. And
what is wrong with you? Come and comment on mine. You have not replied to my comment also. By the way.
I don't see the comments. So people like Gumbera are sitting on my head to reply to comments and all that.
It'll help you grow, Baba.
Yeah, I really should. Yeah. But again, so have you experienced this? Okay, I have, where I've stopped using social media because now it feels like an office to me.
No, I can't do that.
Okay.
I am that person who feels a need to validate her life on the internet.
No, but social media is a really big part of your whole brand, right?
Yes.
I mean, because you're always like you upload stories really frequently.
Yeah.
I mean, as compared to him, so a lot of the people will associate you with being active and being able to comment.
Also,
frequently and
now
stuff.
after doing YouTube for more than 2 years, my thought process is like, okay, I have a thought, I need to put it on the internet. So if I can't make a video about it, I'm going to make a story. I'm going to make an upload. But there's so much energy that I need to put out there because that's the only way I can get it.
Does that scare you now? Like as compared to you uploading a very first video, you knew it's going to go out to every person who has the internet.
It
but
doesn't
now,
bother me.
I have a thought, I'll put it up in the internet. Does that scare you?
It doesn't really, because now I have a sort of understanding with my audience. And which sort of comforts you to a whole new level.
Yeah.
How did you cope with that creative block? You stopped putting out videos in that phase? So how did you come up with content?
Again, as I said, I had like keywords written, ideas written in my book pehle se, which I had not used before. So I used to go through them. I used to see, if I stop putting, I'll tell you what. If you're telling your viewers, I know you know this, but to everyone else listening, if you're telling your viewers to come back to your channel every Thursday and they come back and they don't find a video, they'll come once, they'll come twice, the third time they won't come, which is much scarier than a creative block.
Yeah.
So put it, even if you think that this video would have been better if it was put like 2 weeks later, it's gone. The 2 weeks are going to kill the video. So just put it out there. I think that is what I did. I was like, even though I cannot churn my best content right now, but whatever I can, I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah. Also, okay, I want to ask you this because this is something I've seen with a lot of what we call rising stars on YouTube who aren't at that 1 million mark but who are getting there, who are somewhere in the middle, like on 6 digits and above. I personally had a lot of trouble switching off from my work. Does that happen to you at all?
I can't switch off.
Okay, so you're always thinking of mostly saying...
Yes, I don't remember the last time I was on a vacation or I was watching a movie or I was reading a book or I was on Netflix and I wasn't thinking about work.
Okay, but has that caused a problem for you?
No man, I love my work. It's a choice I made. So a lot of things come with this यार. बहुत लोगों को लगता है रे क्या एक वीडियो वायरल हो गया स्टार बन गई. It's not like that. It's a lot of work. And you'll agree.
Yeah.
You are constantly on. You don't get Sundays. You don't get Saturdays.
Yeah.
You don't get any days off. Although you don't have to physically dress up and go to an office, but you are always working. Your mind is always running.
I think that's the third thing you need to be a successful YouTuber. You need to love video creation.
Be obsessed with this.
Yeah. Also, what comes with a lot of when your videos do well, when people start recognizing you, there is fame, and I am not going to deny it.
That is what we want to talk about next.
Yeah.
Fame, how it started, how you're dealing with it. And I know for a fact that even you've seen it growing exponentially recently.
Yes.
Because I have as well, and I've seen a lot of YouTubers are going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Fame. How did this happen? And secondly, how did it change your relationships in real life? Like, did you see old friends who didn't talk to you come up?
Oh yeah, there is so many. I was like, hey, we were classmates. I'm like, nice to meet you. I've never seen you before.
But fame, like, how did it start? Like, did people immediately start recognizing you on the road and coming up to you?
I think that has happened in the past 6-7 months.
Okay.
When and I don't get it, man. So many YouTubers come and tell me I can't go to malls anymore. I'm like, why? I meet viewers. I was like, that's exactly why you should go to the mall.
Yeah.
I don't get it when people want best of both worlds. You choose it, right? If you choose to put your life out on the internet, if you choose to bring them inside your room, you choose to shoot in your pajamas, and then you say, no, I have privacy. No, you don't get privacy.
Yeah.
Like, I won't name this YouTuber, but it's a story, all right? A friend of mine, she went to this YouTuber who was eating. And she went, hey, I'm a huge fan. Can I get a picture? And he looked at her and he's like, do you mind I'm eating? That's all he said. But she came back crying and she told her friends. Okay. And her friend is a friend of mine.
Okay.
So we were all at a comedy club recently and he was there. And she is a huge fan of him, but she did not go up to him because she was like, what if he's rude to me?
Yeah.
And
it kills the whole thing.
This chain is only going to continue. Till one day nobody comes up to you.
Yeah.
And that is a fear I have. So even if I am sad, even if I am having the worst day, if I meet a viewer, I'm going to make sure I make that meeting the best part of his day because I want him to go back and feel good about the fact that he met me.
Is that stressful? Like, because sometimes you're just having an off day and someone comes up to you and says, listen, I want a picture.
I know what her answer is going to be. Because I think the same way. We both enjoy even like that one person who comes.
Because that person, then it's not an off day.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's what a lot of people, they're like, no, but private time to hona chahiye na, personal life. Nahi yaar, nahi honi chahiye. Tum ek choose karo. Agar tumko private time chahiye, personal life chahiye, then don't put so much information about yourself. And tell them ki we are family. We are best friends. Be a part of my life. And then when they act like best friends, you can't act like, oh.
Do you think that, how you said that your goal was to be on radio? Do you think that your actual goal was to become famous?
Yeah, every time I think of why I failed at radio, I just sort of convinced myself that I'm a more visually appealing person.
But that's true. I mean, a lot of your content is...
Yeah, the reason I was blown away by you in the first place is that there are some people who you see on screen and you know that they're meant to be on screen. Like they're crazily good naturally on screen.
That confidence though.
Yeah, and like even about off days, there are so many times when I'm having a really awful day, but if I'm shooting a video, I'm just... all the time that I spend in front of the camera
comes back on.
Yeah, I'm like... So there are times when I think I had malaria when I shot so many videos, and you cannot tell them apart, and I'm very proud of that, and that's why I love my job.
Yeah. The only issue I've had with fame, I love fame. That's always been an aim for me since I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Are you an attention-seeking person?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. So I think everyone who wants to be famous.
Are you too? I don't believe you.
I think any YouTuber who...
This guy is the most self-obsessed.
No, I'm a narc. Oh my gosh, I love myself.
Listen, any YouTuber where you're selling yourself as a brand, you have to be into yourself. You have to love yourself. But
draw the line types.
I agree. Yeah. You can't be arrogant about loving yourself.
Yeah, you can't go all poo.
Yeah.
K3G. Just be like,
exactly.
Mujhe mud ke kaise nahi dekha? That is too far.
But you need to love yourself, because if you hate yourself, your subscribers aren't going to love you.
But then again, that's not YouTube advice. That's life advice. You have to love yourself at all times. Everyone's going to face such.
Yeah.
Maybe.
For example, if I didn't know you and I met you, I would like you instantly. Because number one, I like the fact that I like people who are smiling.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference. When you meet someone and you're not smiling, don't even expect that they're going to meet you again. It makes a huge difference. I think you talk about this a lot.
So we made a whole video on this together.
I was in it too.
It was a video. There was a conversation between Prajakta and me where we just talk about. So the title is How to Impress Girls, but the actual title should have been just How to Impress Human Beings. And it's this concept.
But I also got a lot of hate on that, by the way.
Why?
Really? Because my audience is primarily these lifting guys with a lot of testosterone. They were
like, who is this plastic ass bitch? Who does she? She's the type of people we swipe right on Tinder, and I'm like,
You mean left?
No, the type that you only hook up with.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you don't take seriously. Yeah. Okay. You didn't read those messages?
I don't see the comments.
Oh, you didn't read them, and then we had a conversation about them, and you forgot about it.
You sent me that screenshot.
Yeah, I did.
But see, the thing is, what I've realized on the world of fitness YouTube, there is a lot of hate. There's more hate than normal. This is what I've seen.
I think every genre has.
I agree, but fitness, the guy. See, generally, even if you go in the gym, there's a lot of egos going around.
Oh yeah.
In
something about buff guys.
Yeah,
it's a very hormonal thing.
Yeah, definitely. You'll know what I mean.
Yeah,
a gym is like a very in Indian gym, everyone's like, my biceps are bigger than his biceps.
So anyone's
what was that sound? Can you do that again?
My biceps are
no, before that.
So if anyone's even doing a squat, for example, and if anyone feels that squat is too below parallel, that guy is judging. He'll to hurt his knees.
Yeah.
If it's not enough parallel,
he does not know what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's
and
full of judgments.
That translates to the world of Indian YouTube. Indian fitness YouTubers are a very difficult place to be in. I know a lot of fitness YouTubers who've given up and who talk so much about not being affected by hate that it's pretty obvious that they're affected by hate.
Yeah.
But anyway, coming back to fame. Okay, did you see a lot of... See, we know that the fans are one side of the story.
But can I just show off that one of my viewers got a Mostly Sane tattoo?
I saw that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
your face or
no. She got a hashtag Mostly
How would you
Sane.
react if someone got a Prajakta face?
I would quit YouTube. I was like, not risking this anymore. So she came over to my house on my birthday and she was like, I have a surprise for you. I was like, oh yay, what is it? Chocolates? What is it? And she's like, look. I was like, what the hell? Because I would think twice before getting a Mostly Sane tattoo, but too sweet.
Are you thinking of getting a Mostly Sane tattoo?
Not anytime soon.
Shout out to Tanu.
Tanu, yep.
Yeah.
At 1 million subs?
Will you get it?
What? A Mostly Sane tattoo?
Yeah, when I cross 1 million subs, I'll get a beer bicep tattaoo.
Done.
Okay,
you have to now.
done. So,
it's on record, dude.
Done. You can't
chicken out?
Yeah.
Okay, coming back to this though. Fame, fans are one side. What about your relationship with acquaintances? Because that's something I've seen that has changed for me tremendously.
Yes, true.
Because when I started Beer Biceps, I saw a lot of people saying that, kya kar raha hai, YouTube kyun kar raha hai, kya, he's given up on career or what, and things like that. Then people said shit like, engineering karke trainer ban gaya.
Dude, the worst part of it is that half of them would be your friends. Like people whom you've grown up with, people in your own college, they are like, because I knew what a student you were, and I am the same kind of student. I just got out of college. People don't have a good impression of you because you don't perform academically. You probably don't put assignments in time, and everyone around you does. And they just think, "Ye kya karne wala hai? Isko job nahi milne wala."
And then you do YouTube, and they're like, "Hi, say ye expected."
Yeah. And now those same people.
Yeah. It's blown up in their face.
I'll tell you what. So there's a statistical representation of these things. So 97% of the people in the world who are working are not happy with what they do and are only dreaming. 3% of the people are the people who are living their dreams, and we are on the other 3%. So every time someone comes up to you and says ki tere se to ye expected tha, you're just jealous, bro. I'm so
Whenever
sorry.
people say that they can't see you doing something, they actually can't see themselves doing that. They put themselves in your place and say, mujhse to nahi hota.
To isse kaise ho gaya?
Exactly. And this is something I saw. And then when it started taking off, when YouTube, so I started training Tanmay from AIB, and that's when people started being blown away. Okay, how did he reach Tanmay Bhatt? And
Suddenly credible.
Yeah. So out of the blue, and overnight, those same people are texting me.
True.
Now, see, I don't know. This is a very specific fitness YouTuber specific problem where I've stopped using WhatsApp now because all I get every morning, there was a phase in my life where I used to get 3 messages from these people I knew at some point in my life, and they're asking me for diet plans.
Block.
Yeah, so I stopped using WhatsApp.
Settings block this user.
But does that happen to you where now, because you're famous, because you're doing well, this is when people are
Blast
like,
from the past, old friends come up. Oh, hi,
Arey, let's hang out,
Bestie, hashtag BFF on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a wider concept for me right now because when I started doing YouTube, it was my choice. I made videos. I decided to shoot in my room. I decided to vlog with my mom and dad in it, with Prashank in it. It's not a choice they made. So the conflict I have sometimes is to draw a line where I am okay with putting my personal life out there, but I make sure that their personal life is not out there. So now I don't put my parents on my videos that often, or Prashank does not come on the channel often, because this is a choice I made. I am okay with the fact that everyone knows everything about me. Not everyone is okay with it. Everyone has different choices. So that is, I had to struggle with it a little bit in the beginning to find the right balance. Now I think we are okay. Like, we both understand each other. My parents, my family, the rest of my family. And as far as friends are, I am one of those people who does not have a lot of friends.
Okay.
And I chose that. I have like one friend and I'm okay with it. I am not the sort of person jisko jhund mein ghumna pasand hai, partying every weekend. Like, I'm not judging people who do that. I'm just saying I'm not that sort of person. So now it is very flattering when suddenly I have a lot of BFFs. When suddenly I have a lot of people messaging me saying, hey, let's hang out, coffee on me, and stuff like that. It's fine. I think the only way to deal with everything that goes around your life when you become slightly famous is by being humble. Like, I try my best that kahin pe bhi unko aisa na lage ki acha ab ye famous ho gayi hai to.
Oh my god, that's the other thing. Like, where you any slightly wrong move you make, wrong social move, they're like, abhi to badal gaya hai. I'm like, bro, really not. Like, the people are the closest to me, like this man with the gorgeous beard.
What is the obsession with the beard? Why are you clean shaved then?
I don't get a beard.
Oh shit, Prashank is the same. So Prashank's from Nepal. So I always say that Prashank's from Nepal, so I bring the hair in the relationship. And I'm the hairiest person you'll meet in your life. Prashank is all full chikna. And I am like... But yeah, besides that.
Yeah, so it's just that, that's the other side of being famous, where anything you do, if I miss someone's text, okay, and now again I get those diet requests and all, plus on Instagram now you'll get like a lot of people inboxing you and you'll miss someone's inbox, someone who you know, you'll miss their inbox. And then they'll go and tell their friend group that, hey bro, he used to be a good guy, but now
he's famous, now arrogant ho gaya hai.
And I'm like, dude, like I can't deal with it.
Again,
dude.
Don't say that, I swear to God. But I think it's the only way to deal with it. Yeah, look, kuch to log kahenge, ye logo ka kaam hai kehna type. That's the one thing. And then otherwise, if anyone you meet, even if you were friends or you were not friends or you didn't like that person, viewer, hater, anybody you meet in person, it makes a huge difference how you meet them in person, man. Like, I know so many people who used to treat me like shit in school, but now when they meet me, they'll like hug me.
Arey, Prajakta.
Nice to meet you. You're doing so well. Yeah, let's get a selfie. And I'm like, yeah, sure, man. Let's hang out sometimes. And I know I'm not going to hang out with them, but at least I wasn't the bad person. Like they were bad, I'm not going to be bad to them.
Just I'm going to divert a bit because you mentioned your parents. Were your parents supportive throughout the whole journey?
Yes, they were. I remember like Mama and Baba, I don't know how they did it, man. Like if I had to raise a kid, like my kid would be running naked in the streets right now. I don't know how they did it. So I remember going to them very young and telling them I want to be a radio jockey. Baba was like, okay, go for it. Okay. And then when radio happened, they were very happy. They were very supportive. Then one day I came, I was like, hey, listen, guess what? I'm quitting the one dream I had and I'm going to something I have absolutely no idea about. And that was like the only question they asked me, like, are you sure? I was like, listen, I've done 1 year of failing at radio. Give me 1 year at YouTube. If I fail, I'll join radio or I'll do anything else. So Dad was like, take 2. So they were very supportive, yes. And again, the reason I know where I stand, or even you for that matter, or the reason any sane or minded YouTuber knows where he stands is because you know where you come from.
Yeah.
Not just YouTube, actually any person. We were just talking about this, my sister and I, you know, everyone who gets rich by working hard has their mind in the right place.
Yeah.
So you just need to remember where you came from.
Yeah. Speaking about getting rich, we got to talk about money, but we're going to take a break from the show. After the break, we're talking about monetizing YouTube. See you guys.
Hey friend, so if you're listening to a podcast right now, you're probably some kind of a nerd. A nerd at heart, at least. So maybe, just maybe, you might like another podcast about nerds, by nerds, and for nerds.
It's called Geek Fruit, a community to unite estranged geeks from across India and later on the world. We talk about television, movies, science fiction, adventure, fantasy, etc. Anything nerdy, it's all here on Geek Fruit. You can catch a fresh episode every Monday,
and you can check us out on any of your favorite podcast apps, like my favorite podcast app, the IVM Podcast app. Give me my money, IVM.
Good plug.
Happy listening, you nerds.
And we're back on Hustle Science. Hustling is primarily for money, and we're YouTubers and all that, but at the end of the day, there's a saying about one for the dining table, one for the soul.
Yeah.
So Prajakta, did you have like some kind of business model when you started mostly saying that?
No, man. I'll come off as really dumb if I tell you that I really learned how people earn money on YouTube not more than 8 months ago.
Okay.
Although I was getting checks, I was getting money, but I was like, I have a team taking care of that. So whatever, paisa aa raha hai, it's okay. Only I was at another discussion when someone asked me this question. I was like, So I looked at the team and they were like, this is what happens. I was like, okay. So I didn't have any business model, no.
But like even for the future, are you like trying to explore anything? Like there's this whole concept of influencer marketing that we have. So basically influencer marketing is where, say, a YouTuber or a social media star just markets a product. So suppose tomorrow a shoe company comes to me and tells me, you wear my shoes.
Brand collaboration.
Yeah, brand collaboration.
Yeah, that I do.
Yeah.
Brands have like big pockets, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and do you feel that in the last 6 months the way fame has increased, even brand collaboration opportunities have?
It has, but it's very difficult for me to collaborate brands.
Why?
Because I do comedy.
Okay.
And I cannot necessarily do comedy and suddenly go, so funny to listen to this joke when I'm wearing this red lipstick from so-and-so. I can't do that.
It just gets tough for the category that
I cannot advertise a product that easily. I have to make it as easily blended in as possible. So recently I did a collaboration video series with this travel brand, where I told them, I was like, listen, I cannot pick up your brand and say, guess what? Book your vacation on this. I can't do that. So what we did, it was also very cool of the brand to actually adjust to, meet midway. So what we did is I made 5 comedy videos about things that happen when you travel.
Okay.
And then I said, and for me, what works best with brands is I tell them upfront, I tell my audience upfront that, hey, guess what? This video is sponsored. So it's like, it's okay. Like everyone knows what's going on.
How do people react when you say
They're okay as long as the content is nice. If I tell them that this video is sponsored and, so there is this one brand and this brand does this brand does that. They'll be like, we don't want to know about the brand. We want to know about content. Yeah. So if I tell them that it's a series of travel videos and this is a travel brand, so check it out. But speaking of the videos, let's go with the content.
Yeah.
That is an easy amalgamation of the brand and my content.
Do you find it hard to generate content for a branded video?
Yes, because I don't blame them also, because brands have a certain way of looking. They want to earn money, they want reachability. Yeah. But we know the audience. The content creators know what the audience wants.
Yeah.
So meeting midway, and that is exactly why I have not been able to do a lot of brands.
Yeah.
Because not everyone is okay with
Subtle advertising.
Yes.
So where is the big money? Is it just fashion? Because Instagram pe, you
Yes,
can, it's very visual.
Yes. Fashion YouTubers are rich AF. Because also...
Ranveer, is that why you're into fashion?
No, but that makes sense. Also because their content revolves only around products and things and
Have you
stuff
ever
like
thought
that.
about it, getting into like some fashion posts on Instagram?
I'll fail, man.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think of myself as a very fashionable person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I can't give fashion advice. But I don't mind as long as there's money for a couple of... Instagram is easier actually because Instagram is more candid. Instagram is like, abhi hai, kal kuch aur aa jayega. YouTube is huge. Like YouTube is my...
just for my knowledge, what kind of brands would come to someone who's into comedy? Like right now you just mentioned travel. What other things can you think about right now?
I can think about food brands. I can think...
Like,
actually...
I think it's so easy to put brands in when you vlog.
Yeah.
It's like one trick of putting, no matter who you are, you might be a fitness YouTuber, but you can put random stuff inside if you're vlogging.
Yeah.
So is that what you use?
Like there was this other time when a jewelry brand sent me some jewelry. And I was vlogging at that time in Jaipur. So I very subtly put in there like, hey, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So guys, this is a jewelry brand. Check it out. So with my advertising, like brand collaborations, I like to put it out there. I don't like to I am just, don't mind me, just wearing so-and-so lipstick. I don't like doing that. I just like, hey, this is a really nice lipstick. Check it out. Because that's how also the audience trusts you. Okay, she's honest.
Yeah. Exactly.
So again, with collabing with brands, firstly, we are YouTubers, we are video creators, we are not business and money people.
Man, we are not models. We can't hold a product in the video and go like, you should buy this.
But also, like, see, you have your own team to do that work. I have my own team to do the branding work.
Yeah.
A lot of YouTubers find it difficult to balance both YouTube and the business side of things. That's what people don't understand. When they see YouTubers, they think, oh, arey, paisa hai. Itna.
Ek viral video.
Like, oh, kamata hai, this, that and all.
Also, if anyone comes and tells you, ek view pe $1, ek subscription pe it's not true. I would have $20 million and I don't have it. So yeah, it's stupidest theory.
Yeah, but it's a very difficult life. Like if you're a YouTuber, if you're alone, if you have a team backing you, that's when it becomes easier. That's where people like Tejaswan have come into my life. Our other so we're running a startup called Trillion, and we do influencer marketing basically.
Okay.
And these two guys have changed both my bank account and my level of just ease in my life.
Do you think there's a gap in that market where bloggers probably cannot handle brands on their own, or it gets too dirty at some point and you need someone to come up there and get you purely for brands? Because there are many companies that are doing influencer marketing.
I love making movies. I love coming on screen and talking like Prajakta does. I can't bargain with people.
But I think, more than bargaining, it's very important for everyone who is creating content to understand when to sell content. Like you cannot have simple si baat hai. When I was at 2,000 subscribers, I got brands then. When I am at 170,000 subscribers, I'm getting brands now. But there are so many brands which I'm glad I let go of then. Because now I have bigger brands coming in. It's very important for you to know when to sell your content.
How do you figure that out?
So for example, I wouldn't necessarily want to be associated with a brand that does not really have anything to do with my content but gives me money.
Okay.
That's how you lose credibility. That's when people think of you as a sellout.
Okay.
So I think before going on to marketing, before going on to getting a team, it's very important for you to know your content and to judge ki, is this the right way to go right now? I don't think I hardly earned any money in the first year of YouTube. Because you don't earn money through views. How many views can you get in the first year? I am earning money now because I let go of a lot of smaller brands. Brands were not significant enough back then. So I see a lot of young YouTubers at a very early stage on their channel.
What number do you think is early?
Out.
Under 10? Under 10K?
Actually, 10K is also credible enough, but like 3,000, 4,000, so many. And I'm like, your content is good. Trust your content and sell it at a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Make it a product worth selling. There's a reason why I want to make travel vlogs better. I just spoke to you about getting better travel equipment and vlogging. I want to get better equipment, so I have a better product to sell to bigger brands. Telling ki, look, this is what I can do if you let me travel with you. Don't go to brands, let brands come to you is what I'm saying. And they will come. If your content is good, if you know how to put your content out there, and if you respect your content and have your stand.
And respect your audience.
And have your stand. Like so many times brands are like, आप ऐसे casually बोल देना ये lipstick use करना. मैं नहीं बोल सकती हूँ ऐसे. This is not how my content works. So don't money is good, but money ke lalach mein don't compromise on content.
Have you ever lost a deal in that scenario where someone comes and like where you all just don't understand each other? The brand.
I have lost so many deals. I would have earned much more money by now if I had done a lot of brands and all in these 2 years. But then I'm so glad I didn't. My first brand collaboration on YouTube was this year.
Okay.
After almost 2 years of doing YouTube, because I could not get the right brand to do it with.
Okay.
And the money was great.
Yeah. That's money has just gotten good in the world of YouTube India.
It is now. I think content creators need to know that you have to set the ball rolling.
Yeah.
ऐसे नहीं है कि अचानक से YouTube शुरू कर दिया और पैसे कमा लोगे. You need to have patience. You need to, again, it's that one thing, right? Why should people invest in you? Make yourself investable. Yeah.
You need to develop that kind of a trust factor with your audience, as well as putting out a very, very high quality product.
Also, a lot of times people are like कि views तो उसके channel पे ज़्यादा हैं, subscribers तुम्हारे ज़्यादा हैं. मैंने कहा okay, but when a brand comes, a brand's going to come to me. Because I have more reach. More people trust me than people trust the other person. Because views, you cannot really judge a channel always on views. Views are things you can play around with.
Okay, so just getting a little more specific, like where do you prefer the branding? Do you prefer it on YouTube or Instagram?
I prefer it anywhere.
Okay,
as long as it goes with my content. I will not do anything out of the way just so I can earn a few extra bucks.
Okay. So let's make the conversation a little less serious and a little less businessy. What do you do to chill?
Chill? I know it's still business, but it's one thing I do to chill. I have just started a blog.
Okay.
So it's the mostly seen
blog. You get
blog.
A creative outlet through writing?
I have always been a writer, man. Like I used to write diaries all through my childhood. I used to write a lot. Every time I travel, I have like notebooks filled with things I've written while I travel. So again, I was like, there's so much content. And again, ऐसे होता है ना कि people expect you only to do comedy on YouTube. So I've always been a writer all through my childhood. I used to write diaries. Every time I travel, I have notebooks filled with things I've written. And it's not bad. Like I'm just going to go ahead and say it's not bad. It's good. So I was like, I've got so much content which I cannot put on my YouTube or Instagram because people there expect me only to be funny. So then a blog was that outlet. Okay, when I'm chilling, I like writing. So I like writing.
How often do you post?
I just posted a new article, mostly sane blogs, if you haven't heard of it. Subscribe. I just put one article right now, but it's very new. Like it started last week. I love watching movies.
Okay.
Because I am a huge Bollywood fan.
Okay.
So, Prajakta, what does the future hold for you? Have you considered doing Bollywood? You're 24 years old.
Yeah.
Are you going to do Bollywood at some point if an offer comes your way?
I would love to, man. Who wouldn't? Like, I've grown up loving acting. I want to do more acting. But right now, more than Bollywood, I'm more interested in like web series.
Okay.
Because that's my it's our playground, right? The internet is our playground. So maybe web series. So anyone out there looking for a very pretty looking actress, I am right here.
Get in touch.
I think Prajakta is forming her identity as being the speaker for the current women's issues where it comes down to body shaming and things like that. So about your video on Shameless, where did it come from? How did you go about it?
So last year on World Mental Health Day, I did a very simple call to action sort of video. Alright guys, if there's anything you're going through, write me a mail. I'm here to talk to you. And we were expecting like 100 mails aa jayenge, 150 mail prepared, okay? And in that 1 week, we got more than 8,000 mails.
What?
Almost all of which was saying that I am depressed because I'm fat. I am having problems with my family because I have acne and I can't get married. No guy is ready to marry me. I had 9-year-old girls telling me that they're suicidal because they're dark.
What?
And I was, yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it is. On a whole new level. Yeah. And I what do you say to these people, man?
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's going to be fine. I can't say that. Like, and I was so surprised for 2 reasons. Number one, I didn't know it was so deep. And number 2, I didn't know they trusted me so much. Like, so many people suddenly telling me things they've not even spoken to their parents or their siblings about. I was like, I cannot let this go. But then again, I cannot go into a space where I'm like, guys, life is such. I can't do that.
Yeah.
My audience likes it when I'm goofy. Yeah. My audience likes it when I'm having fun, dancing, singing. So I was like, what do I do? How do I give a message out there? So I was like, okay, let's write a song. That's something I've never done before. So I wrote a rap song. It's called Shameless because the whole idea behind it is that the moment you take authority away from everyone insignificant to judge you on your body, the moment you take away authority from society who judges you on a certain parameter, the moment you stop letting them shame you, the moment you stop taking shame, you become shameless.
Yeah.
So that is the whole point about it had a lot to do with loving yourself. It had a lot to do with being okay with the way you are. So that's what I tell all these kids. I'm like, look, how old are you? 28, 29 or even 16, 12. कुछ बदला तुम्हारे body में. Color वही है. बाल वही है. Everything is same. So stop being so harsh on yourself because nothing's going to change for the rest of your life. So might as well be okay with the body you're in because I love my body. Like I'm very comfortable with the way I am. Like I have like flab on my tummy and I have a double chin which I call chin 2 by the way. Like, sorry, the chin 1, chin 2.
I knew about this.
So I love it and it's the best feeling. I'm more confident than I was before. So that is the whole idea about Shameless. So
that's the beautiful thing about YouTube. Like a lot of people look up to you as Bade Bhaiya or Badi Didi.
And they trust
something
you
like
really
that.
easy,
And
man.
there's a lot of love for all that hate that we spoke about. There's 20,000 times more love.
You should have mentioned that when the time was right.
Yeah, but if you're still listening to the podcast till this point, you should know that there's a shit ton of love also that comes your way.
Yeah, and also the YouTube audience is very different. Like they're from a parallel universe. It's not the audience that watches TV.
Expand on this.
Like a vivid, loyal YouTube viewer is not someone who will invest time in watching TV shows or movies as much as he will in YouTube.
Yeah.
There's a whole different sect of people who are only there to watch YouTube.
Yeah.
So you get unconditional love from these people.
Yeah.
Like these are not people who will look at a Shah Rukh Khan and be like, oh my gosh, but they might just look at Ranveer and go, oh my god, I'm a huge fan. It's that's how loyal they are to the medium.
And it's a lot of younger people.
Yeah, and these are the people we work for. Like this is our main target audience.
So now, associating this back with the future bit, like, do you see yourself in the next couple of years being an ambassador for women's issues and stuff?
Not just women's, man. I want to speak for body shaming. You'll be surprised at how much body shaming
guys go
through.
Okay.
Like, it is so easy for us to look at a fat guy and be like, ha. Dough ball. Or whatever that we say. I think primarily we need to be okay with adjectives. Like fat is an adjective, like skinny is. It's totally fine. Dark is an adjective, like fair is. It's totally fine. So I want to, the future, like everywhere I go, I shamelessly talk about Shameless because it's my baby. I've been believing in it for more than a year.
And I feel you should. Like it's a very good initiative.
Yeah. So I keep talking about it. I keep talking about the initiative, which actually called I Pledge to Be Me. So the future, yes, I want to be heard. I want to be as deeply reachable maybe as possible. But that's the plan.
Nice. That's and awesome. Bollywood, like if that comes your way.
Yeah, the moolah.
Okay, so one last question before we move on to the final part of the podcast. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Will you be doing YouTube or are you not sure yet? Because I have this thing of at least 5 to 7 years more I'll be doing YouTube. At least. What?
I don't think I can ever quit YouTube because henceforth, on from now, everything that I get is via YouTube. So it's like abandoning the mothership. I cannot do that. No matter what. Maybe because there's only 24 hours in a day and already right now a lot of great things have started happening. I'm struggling a little bit with time. Maybe I'll reduce some commitments, but I'll never quit YouTube.
Okay.
So, I know that you're going to cross 1 million. We all know that. Do you have some other bigger number in mind in terms of YouTube subscribers?
So, as I said, I was this kid who knew exactly what she wanted, right? So, I always had a plan in place. Ki ye hone wala, ye hone wala, ye hone wala, ye hone wala. And everything exactly happened like that. So, it took the surprise out of it. So, with YouTube, I seriously, I'm not trying to be humble here. I don't have any
fixed goal.
I don't have a finger on a number. I just want to see where this goes because we are still learning, right? You and I, all of us, all YouTube creators are still like trial and error is very much happening where we're just seeing which way things can go. So you never know. Maybe you and I put a number on 1 million and we cross like 3 million in the next 4 months. We never know. I don't want to put a number. I just want to see where this goes.
Such a nice feeling. Crossing 3 million in the next 4 months. So, dude, I don't know. Okay, again, we're kind of drifting, but I've been like meditating a lot. Like, you know how much I'm like heavily into meditation.
I want to start doing it.
In fact, I feel like anyone who's in any kind of creative field, especially if you have a creative product, you should. I've got so many creative answers.
We should talk about this. You know why? Because lately, I'm so happy about things that are happening in my life and I have so much to do. My heartbeat is all I'm always hyped. Like I said, I'm always hyped. Like I'm always like, okay, what next? I'm not calm. And that's what everyone keeps telling me. Like, you need to be calm. Calm down, Prajakta. Like I'm on like Ranveer Singh level maximum.
Let's stay on this meditation thing for a bit. Like for like 5-10 minutes. Now, meditation is something I discovered through Elliott Hulse, that YouTuber we were talking about. He said that it helps with muscle recovery.
Oh.
Matlab ki if you go to the gym, damage your shoulder, whatever.
Okay, like that.
It helps in your muscle growth. That's purely why I started. And when I started doing it, like literally the first time, if you meditate for like 20 minutes at a stretch, the first time you do it and you open your eyes after your meditation session, you know you've done something different. Like,
so then, for a beginner like me,
yeah,
what sked would you suggest for meditation? Like to begin meditating?
Now there's a lot of different kinds of meditations, and some things work a lot better for some people, and some other things work for some people. And meditation isn't actually like sitting in one place and chanting or something. It can be something as simple as when you're doing your prayers at home, to like in your mandir or whatever. If you just close your eyes and concentrate on the prayers.
Is it true when they say that you should close your eyes and look for a dot in the middle of your eyebrows?
That's one. It's a form of meditation.
That's just one thing. So there are many ways to get into a meditative state.
But there's also this, not false, but misconception that you need to keep your mind empty. You shouldn't be thinking of anything in meditation.
Yeah, I can't do that.
and you need a specific posture.
But
you need to be like full back straight and all.
That's not true. Especially for beginners, that's not true.
Yeah.
Like meditation is just sitting in one place and just closing your eyes and kind of switching off from like your real life for a bit. It's kind of like playing a video game. When you're playing a video game, you're in the video game. It's
or
kind
like
of like
reading
that.
a book.
Yeah, or reading a book. Any kind of escapism.
Yeah.
It starts off like that. So I discovered Om chanting meditation actually, where you just sit in one place.
And you keep saying Om.
Om, you breathe in like your deepest breath and then let out an Om.
Okay.
And for some reason, like I felt like, this is my meditation. And I still do it till today.
So to start with, should we start with the Om or should we just start with
that's what worked for me,
down?
And that's also I've made videos on this, and that's what I do recommend to a lot of people, because Om chanting does work for a lot of people. And if you ask anyone who meditates and you tell them about Om chanting, they will tell you the same. They'll be like, yeah, Om chanting is a very safe form of meditation.
And you never know, like Jadoo might just reply back.
There's this meditation called there's this app called Headspace.
Headspace.
Yeah, you should check that out.
Yeah.
So what they do is they teach you mindfulness. Mindfulness is just concentrating on your breath, the breath going in and out.
Yeah.
And that puts you into a meditative state as well.
But
so again, these are many different types.
But the key in all this is to just get into the process. Like how you started YouTube, just jump in and do it consistently.
Stay at it for a while.
If you do it for 2 weeks, every single day, 14 days, on the 15th day, you will understand the changes. And the changes don't happen during the meditation. You're meditating for 20 minutes and the changes happen outside of those 20 minutes. And the rest of your day, you'll see how your mentality is changing. It sounds crazy, but it's like explaining something like, how do you explain what being drunk feels like to someone who's never had alcohol?
Yeah, true.
Meditation is just like that. Now I've been meditating for like 2 years. And now I'm a completely different person from who I was when I started. And I know that it's because of meditation. I've got so many answers. I've got creative inspiration. But most importantly, I've got this thing called, I forgot the exact term for it. I spoke about this to someone else. No. So it's basically like, so suppose you're angry with someone and you end up saying like something which you don't really mean. You're pissed off with your friend or whatever. You say, whatever, you. Like, and you actually don't mean you. But that's happened because you're in your angry state. Now, when you're calm again, after your anger is subsided, you go like, shit, man, I shouldn't have like said that. Because you're calm, you have a better clarity.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Now, meditation, what it does is, it doesn't only put you on that stable level, it puts you way calmer than that. So even if you're in a situation where you're angry, the fact that you're meditating every single day, kind of in the long term, pulls you back down to that calm moment. And you're never in a situation where your brain is all over the place.
Grounded.
Yeah,
Grounded
you're grounded, exactly.
Yeah.
Not grounded like humble. But this thing you were saying about too much energy, which is a good thing. I have energy as well. It's a very natural trait which is rare.
Yeah.
But there's a concept of channelizing all that energy for what you want.
True.
So
Makes sense.
And you can channelize it for happiness. You can channelize it for your career.
Yeah.
So I'm much more channeled now.
Okay.
And so there's this concept. Last thing, about meditation. There's this concept about health revolutions. So the first health revolution was in the 60s and 70s, and it was running. Prior to that, running was considered a crazy thing. Why would you go running?
A very hippie thing to do.
Yeah, कि अरे अच्छा भागने जा रहे हैं. Then it became a health revolution where everyone started running. The next health revolution for the next 20 years was weight training.
उसके बाद now it's meditation.
उसके बाद was yoga, and then the next 20 years, 2020 to 2040, it's going to be meditation. And it's not spiritual talk. It's not just talk. There are studies to back all this up.
Okay.
But it's about consistently doing it.
True.
And I feel like the change is going to come through young icons. That's what I generally feel. So whenever I meet a YouTuber, especially fitness YouTubers, a lot of them are into meditation.
Yeah, because if I look at a Ramdev Baba, I won't immediately start following it. But if I see you doing it, I'm like, oh, okay, Ranveer's doing it. Maybe I should.
That's so true. That's so true.
And very importantly, people think, meditation is like this spiritual decision. But it's not that.
And I don't know why spiritualism is badnaam.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't get it. It's such a nice concept.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you associate spirituality with these
with what,
real sadhus
spirits,
and stuff.
Booths? No.
No.
Like so many kids, they're like, are you religious? I'm like, I'm spiritual. Like I believe in an energy. I just don't want to put a name on it.
See, the reason spirituality is dissed, this is something that Gumber and me have spoken about. Spirituality is dissed because when you say that you're spiritual, a lot of people automatically assume that you don't believe in science.
And then you always wear those loose clothes and Hare Krishna, Hare.
So, but someone can be spiritual and logical, mathematical, scientific.
But then that's a whole
time.
different discussion.
Yeah. Anyway, coming back to meditation, if you're listening to the podcast till this point, start meditating. I'm going to plug in a Beer Biceps video. Go type meditation for beginners on YouTube. And not for me, not to increase my views, but this is something that's changed my life. If you're in a creative field, if you're in any field, if you want to increase your work output, this is something I recommend. Single biggest change I've made.
And also he'll get views.
Yeah, also. Okay, so let's move on to the rapid fire.
Oh
Do you know why he does that?
Why? Are you trying to intimidate me?
No.
That's a reference to
the real rapid fire round.
The rapid fire round of. Okay, so let's go. Okay, Prajakta Koli. Favorite drink?
Cosmo.
Favorite. I can't read your handwriting. Sorry, man.
What's your favorite book to read?
I love reading Murakami, and Norwegian Wood is my favorite book. After that, I love A Little Girl's Diary by Anne Frank.
Okay, so are you into philosophy or like non-fiction or fiction or what in general? I don't know what those books are. That's how I'm asking.
Murakami is fiction,
but
also a lot of life and philosophy in it. So it's very psychedelic.
Oh,
You should read Murakami. Murakami is not for everyone.
Okay.
If you and also it's a one book judgment. You read Murakami once, you either love him and you're going to never stop reading him, or you're never going to read him. So if you want to start with a Murakami book, you should start with Norwegian Wood. It's a love story. It's gorgeous.
Do you feel like the things you read influence your work?
All the time.
Okay, who's your favorite person to follow on Instagram?
There's this YouTuber called Alan Sibulia.
Okay.
He's more of an Instagram actually. He's this gay guy who is hilarious.
Okay.
I love him.
Okay. Any Indians?
There's this guy called
Beer Biceps. I knew it. Except him.
Except him. Indians. Oh, I really like Madhavan.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Nice.
He puts like after shower selfies and shit.
What are your other favorite Indian YouTube channels? Do you watch Indian YouTube in general? You can be honest.
Not much.
Okay. Yeah. I'm the same. I don't watch YouTube in general, I feel. Even that's become an office space for me.
Yeah, also I feel like, me as a person, I tend to like pick up accents. I tend to pick up body language really easily. Like if I hang out with a person who has an American accent, if I spend like an hour with that person, I'll have hints of that accent in me because I it's not a conscious decision. I just tend to pick up things when I meet people. So when I watch a lot of YouTube, my brain starts working in that direction sometimes. So that is why I don't like watching a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, I agree. And subconsciously, not copying, but that happens to me.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what happened with me and Superwoman when I used to watch a lot of Superwoman videos.
Yeah, I stopped watching fitness YouTube in general because of this.
Yeah.
But Elliott Hulse is someone who I watch.
If I'm going to YouTube, I really like watching Logan Paul vlogs.
Okay.
That guy's crazy,
Because of his energy.
And also he's mostly shirtless.
I think he's known for his energy. Like,
his energy is amazing. And I like watching Ellen videos.
Okay, yeah.
I think I love that. That's like my... So, there's this guy called Charisma on Command on YouTube.
Oh my god. That's the best YouTube channel I've seen in my life.
I'll check him out.
Yes.
There was another YouTuber called Chris Fox, another gay guy, diva, okay? But I didn't watch it. He used to do YouTube makeup tutorials. I didn't watch it for the makeup. I watched it for the attitude. So he had this attitude like, I am the best, you can kiss my ass. And that was the sort of self-love that I loved. I was like, oh my gosh, he's obsessed with himself. How can you hate him?
वो तो हम भी हैं.
Like he was all girl, all of that. He was half, I think, Colombian and half Indian or something like that.
Okay.
It was funny.
So in the past couple of months, I've fallen in love with Casey Neistat. What do you think about him?
I really like him. What I learned from him is commitment to quality, man.
Yeah.
Dude, his vlogs
that guy goes out of his way. I don't think any vlogger vlogs the way he does.
Yeah.
He's actually set the benchmark for a lot of vloggers.
And that
all over the
benchmark's
world.
like way, way higher than anyone has ever reached right now.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think because he made vlogging the new YouTubing.
yeah.
You know how YouTube creators write content and putting up, and then vlogs are like, even for me, vlogs is something I do on the side.
Yeah.
It's like more candid. He made vlogging the new content.
Yeah, he actually spoke about that. That's when someone went like, dude, why are you vlogging? Like, go and make films. That's what I'm good at. He said, dude, vlogging is the new filmmaking.
Yeah.
I am creating films about my day,
Yeah.
and he does it beautifully. He
Yeah.
actually does what
and
he
he
says.
knows his shit very well.
Yeah.
So you look at his vlogs and you're like, those are not vlogs, those are movies.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
I breeze through those 10 minutes. I don't even
yeah,
realize.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite spot to hang out in Bombay?
Spot. I'm from Thane.
But Bombay.
Where do people in Thane hang out?
Look, I'm a really boring person, okay? But my favorite spot, literally, like, see, even when I'm hanging out, I take my laptop with me.
Huh.
So I'm always working. So any Starbucks, literally
Starbucks,
any
okay.
Starbucks, any cafe, any Starbucks, any place. But there's this little place, if any of y'all ever go to Malaysia and you go to this little town called Penang, there's this street market there called Batu Firingi.
Okay.
And there's this tiny cafe called Helena's Cafe. So it's a Chinese woman who cooks for you.
Okay.
I think that was my favorite place to sit
In the world.
In the world to sit and
Wow.
eat, because she sits with you. And her menu is a handwritten notebook. She'll be like, okay, what do you want? And then she'll sit with you. She'll tell you stories about how she used to cook for the Navy and stuff like that.
Wow.
So that was my favorite spot, if you ask for a favorite.
What's your favorite spot, man, Ranveer?
In Bombay?
Yeah. Cafe 792.
I can't pick one, man. Okay, I'll tell you, it's very weird, but there is this flyover, and this is not for hanging out. This is just like if you ask me out one spot, there's this flyover between, like when you just exit BKC and you enter the Bandra Mosque
Yeah,
area.
yeah, I know
the
this.
flyover that overlooks the skyline of Bombay. I just, like, whenever I cross that spot when I'm driving, I roll the window and put my head out and shit. I get like
you become a puppy.
Yeah. Put my tongue out and like a line of spit, like, no, never mind.
No, but
I
then
think-
again, like a favorite cafe or something where you'd want to eat.
There is this place called Cafe 792. I get a lot of peace there because, like, I don't know, man. Like,
It's very similar to what you were mentioning right now. The owners are really chill. and
yeah,
it's
they
like
chill
on
with
the
you.
backyard
Yeah.
types.
It's and because like
Also,
like,
I don't get my fixation with Starbucks. I don't like any drinks there. I don't like any food there. I just like the ambience, man.
Yeah, I think Starbucks creates like a
they've-
perfect office
They've
vibe.
made like the interiors in order to create that vibe.
Yeah, I just like, there are so many times when I have one drink which I don't even drink, but I spend like 7 hours sitting there and getting so much work done.
You actually pay for the space over
Yeah,
there and
for the
not for the
space,
drink.
true.
It just comes along. Okay, your favorite movie of all time.
Kaho na pyare.
Why?
Because Hrithik Roshan. I fell in love with that man.
as a 7-year-old, as a 7-year-old.
6-year-old, yeah, man.
Yeah.
The last question.
Okay.
The one role model you look up to.
Like I said before, man, but if I had to choose one person, it would be Ellen.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes.
Do you see yourself becoming some kind of a talk show host
I'll
10
tell you
years
what,
into the future?
I'll tell you what. Don't you think, like, as a content creator, every time I used to see all these talk shows on TV, I used to be like, why is... So, if you have a level, so the celebrity or the person who's on the talk show is always, like, superior to the talk show host.
Yeah.
ये वाली feeling आती थी ना?
yeah.
I used to always feel like that. I was like, why? I used to feel that with radio also. कि why are radio jockeys
Yeah.
being intimidated by all these actors coming? They are coming to your turf, man. Be the boss.
Yeah.
But then I saw Karan Johar and I saw Ellen,
Yeah.
who are way superior. And who have a power over their show. They know their shit. They own their content.
Yeah,
And that's what I learned from them. After that, I started liking talk show hosts, and I would love to have a talk show for myself as long as I can do it even half as closely well as Ellen or Karan do it.
Yeah.
I can see you doing that really. Like, I can see you becoming some kind of Indian Ellen. Like at some
Don't say
point.
that. You know, so many people tell me, you are the Indian superwoman. I was like, no, I'm more of the Indian Just Rain. Nobody gets me.
Oh, dude, I love Just Rain.
I
man.
love Just Rain, but it doesn't work because not everyone can take sarcasm, man.
Yeah.
So many of my jokes, so many of my videos that bummed, I look at them, I'm like, this was hilarious. But people are like, what the hell is this? Make funny So they like it when I'm like making funny videos and doing stupid shit, but I'm actually thinking of jokes and writing lines, they won't get it.
Yeah.
So I'm more of the Indian Just Rain.
Okay then. So that was the podcast with
This was fun.
Prajakta from Mostly Sane.
One of our best podcasts.
If you want to
You're
go...
welcome, boys.
So that was the episode with Prajakta Koli from Mostly Sane. Thank you for coming on the show, Prajakta.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, if you want to go and follow Prajakta on Instagram, go and follow her on at...
Mostly Sane, and on YouTube at Mostly Sane too.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the Shameless Army, and if you want to follow Tejaswin and myself, you can follow us on at Tejaswin Gumber and at Beer Biceps. On Instagram, on Twitter, we're Beer Biceps Guy and Tejaswin Gumber. Until next time, guys, from Hustle Science, we'll see you later.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी।
बोलिए मैडम।
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वैक्स है, IVM लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, टिंग्स एंड डेस्टिनेशन है, माय नेबर सकरबर्ग है और द फैन गराज है। आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम। आप जाओ ivmpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप, सब आपकी उंगलियों पे।